Hello ladies and gentlemen, Deja Vu here, bringing you some more MSL action. I know you're probably hoping that it was going to be Group D, Group of Death, but it's not quite yet. That will be the next group. I'm going to grab Varoche and we will be dual casting that, so that will be the next group that appears after this one. This is going to be Group C, and I actually had to trade Varoche for this group because I was not going to let anyone else cast the group with 0 in it. That was going to be mine no matter what happens. So here we are. It's going to be 0 versus Hyun here in the first game, and the second game is going to be Harang 2 and Ruby. So we got 0 in the top left in purple, and then Hyun in the top right in teal. So this should be pretty good. I think you all know my love of 0 and my incredible fandom of him. But I think Hyun is actually a pretty solid player, and I actually think he's rather underrated. I think he wins more games than people really realize. I think he's more solid than people realize. And kind of the Zerg player, in my opinion, that always gets the most notoriety for being so average and winning about half their games, and if you're looking at Fantasy Pro League, a guy you don't want on your anti-team because he's going to win just enough games to screw you over, and on your main team he won't win enough to really make you happy, is Roro. But I think Hyun can really go into that category too, as a notch right below Roro in that class of just very average performance, but a pretty solid player overall, and a guy that you don't really want to play if you can avoid it. So that's where I think he falls in. And we already have a divergent here in the build, actually. It looks like Hyun's going to go Overlord first, and 0 is actually going with a 9 pool. So if this is a 12 hatch, it could be rather bad for Mr. Hyun. And look at Hyun trying to maybe... I'm not really sure what that was. I hope he didn't have it timed out so that way he goes over, and if he sees the Overlord then he'll change directions, or if he's trying to like hide something from 0. This is very a weird scouting pattern from the Overlord, and he is going for a 12 hatch, so this could be a very quick ZVZ, which are usually very quick as it is, but this is going to be either a very quick win for 0, or Hyun's going to pull off an epic defense and will probably come out ahead, unless, you know, there is always that balance where if 0 kills enough drones and maybe takes down the hatchery, and like, you know, certain things happen that it could even out or something. But really, with this kind of position, it's either going to be a win for 0 or a dominating position for Hyun pretty early with the 9 pool speed versus the 12 hatch. It really should be a win for 0, but we've seen it before where with miracles and outrageously strong and powerful micro, that 12 hatch can on occasion defend 9 pool, usually when Jaedong's at the helm, but who knows, maybe Hyun's got something something in it, and if he can get that hatchery once it gets going, if he can get some eggs out with Zerglings, it's possible with good drone micro that he could survive. It will be very interesting, and I want to see whether this hatchery actually gets cancelled. Drones are coming off the line already for Hyun, looking to try and defend this hatchery, and the path they take is not going to be very good in terms of drone drilling, but the hatchery does come up, and looks like we almost lost a drone. Nope, no drone's gone down yet, but that hatchery is in the red, so he may actually be very limited in the number of eggs he gets out of there, and that hatchery does go down, so only 1 larva coming out of that hatchery, not at all what he was looking for, Hyun. So he is in huge trouble right now. 2 drones go down, 3 drones go down, 4 drones go down, so that is really bad right now. 4 drones have gone down, and oh, that could have been a 5th there. If 0 had noticed that 1 drone was in the red, he really could have picked off a 5th drone if he was really looking for it, but instead he's going to grab some reinforcing drones, going to morph up to lair, and 0's in a nice position right now. Both players are evened out once again in terms of larva and production capabilities with their 1 hatch, but because of the 9 pool and the earlier speed and the layer going up, 0 is well ahead on tech. Looks like Hyun is actually going to go for his natural expansion again. He's going to throw down that hatchery again, and is going to try and get that production advantage again. So he's probably going to have to go basically straight in into Spore Colony and Zergling, Mass Zergling. He really doesn't have whole lot of other options here, I don't think. Really, he's behind on Zerglings, and he's too late on tech. I don't know if he's even going to get Spore Colonies in time before the Spire gets going, unless he really starts his Evo Chamber really soon. He's going to have to start it. And that's a lot of Zerglings from Zero. They have had it out. They are heading towards Hyun's base, and I think that Zergling missed it too. I think Hyun's solo Zergling actually missed this mob of Zerglings that are heading towards his base. So Zero is going to go on the assault once again. Who will have the better concave? It actually looks like Zero has more, so even with the worst concave, he will probably win. And yeah, he does have more for sure. And GG coming from Hyun, losing the Zergling battle. That 12 hatch just could not defend against a 9 pool. So Zero in this group is off to a fantastic start, getting a win in the very first set. He will go on to the winner's match to play the winner of Harangue 2 and Ruby, while Hyun goes on to play the loser of that match. So good start for Zero. Definitely a good chance of him advancing out of this group already. He'll have this chance in the winner's match, and if he loses that, he'll have the final match still. So should see him advance probably, and we'll see who he faces out of the winner of the next match. Harangue 2 and Ruby coming up next.